All right. Episode got corrupted. Let's refresh this, Carter, quickly.
Doobie Brothers, but actually Carter Kevin explained football. Carter here.
Still Kevin.
You're
Carter had a
never
great
going to
bit.
figure out the context for that bit.
Yep. Our original recording got corrupted at the end and is unusable now, so we are going to re-go over each of our notes and we're going to say one or two sentences about it just because we wasted a lot of time, basically.
Mother of God. Great game, Green Bay, Kansas City. Felt like a coming out game for Green Bay, a young team surging at just the right time with Jordan Love looking locked in. Meanwhile, Kansas City, the decision to not invest in wide receiver is finally coming to roost, and it might be the first time Patrick Mahomes doesn't play at home during the playoffs.
Yep. It was a tit for tat game. Can't really blame the refs because it happens on both sides.
Agreed. Holy hell, we got a good Thursday night. Seattle five backs balled out. Unfortunately for Seattle, their defense has not made enough progress to match the offense's playoff aspirations.
Um, it was it wasn't a terrible game played by Dallas. Go Seahawks. That game lost me the fantasy. Uh,
Yes. NFC wildcard is low key fun. While the AFC is bogged down in teams that literally don't have quarterbacks, the NFC, the two spots that are not taken up by an NFC East team are being fought over by Minnesota, Green Bay, Los Angeles Rams, and Seattle Seahawks. Three scrappy, fun teams with unique strengths and weaknesses and very fun offenses. It would be a shame that two of them won't be able to get in.
it is going to be a fight for both sides to who gets those wild card spots. It's going to depend on people's strength of schedule.
Yes. Season of good football, as Kevin described. While some of the primetime games have been a bit on the stinky side, the 1 and 4 o'clock slots are really, really good. It is a great year for parity, where we have a couple of good teams, but no great teams that simply triumph over the others.
It's just been fun to watch football, and it doesn't have to always include your team for it to be fun now.
Yes, don't sleep on game. For me, it was Cardinals Steelers. Cardinals get a festive third win, showing a surprising amount, a culture building game that took a lot of discipline because there was two very lengthy delays due to inclement weather. They ran the ball, they used Kyler Murray sparingly, and simply just acted like adults against a team that absolutely should have beaten them.
Yep. Having a huge delay, you stop all momentum, and it's really interesting to see who can build it up again. Other game we talked about was Indianapolis, Tennessee, which really was just a crapshoot of a game that got very close and was won in overtime. Ryan Tannehill held a uh, the ball for a field goal. Lowe's.
Uh,
Eagles fucked it
yes,
up this week.
Yes, honestly, kind of like worst case scenario for the Eagles in terms of 49ers succeeding in the things they do best, the Eagles being exploited in the weaknesses they do best. It's just annoying that this validates 49ers fans. Also, is Kyle Shanahan the Sean McDermott of offense? He's only great when he has his entire repertoire and menagerie of all pros.
Yeah, that
Um,
was Carter's take. Also, they didn't lose to Dallas.
Bingo. It's not so fun when the team you're playing doesn't kind of suck ass. Um,
At
I'm
least it's
starting to
not to
think
Dallas.
I'm starting to think I don't like the Saints or the Lions. The Saints have finally reached the point where the need to blow it up is simply unavoidable now. There is simple like the age that of their talent has finally like players are too old now. The talent they had is too old. Meanwhile, the Lions, I'm growingly concerned about the defense. It wasn't just my bias against Aiden Hutchinson. It turns out they really are in need of a defensive buildup. Hopefully, their offense will be able to at least keep them in the conversation with the top teams in the NFC.
I agree about the Saints. I disagree about the Lions. I do agree their defense needs work, but I don't think it needs to be built up as much as Carter says.
Right.
Carter stews about
Fuck
Washington.
Washington.
Perfect.
Fuck Washington. That's all I got. Interactions with on-field staff.
Great.
Big dump. Big
Yeah.
dump. Big dump.
Yeah.
Big dump.
Greenlaw goes for a suplex, pokes a Big Dom, gets ejected, takes way too long to leave the field. Blah blah blah. Intentional argument. Big Dom also, why is he there? Who knows? Another one
Right.
is Kamara breaks Chain Gang Nick's still Nick. Got to mention him. His fibula, which is not the femur, and dislocates his knee, and there should definitely be a some form of money offered by Kamara. Patriots are somehow even sadder.
Yes.
Stevenson possibly out for the season.
Their only competitive offensive player, his ankle was sideways. Fortunately, it wasn't a break. It's probably just a sprain, but there's a chance in fucking hell he's playing the rest of the year because he could actually steal them a win or two. They lost the game 6-0. It is 3 games in a row where they held the team to 6 points and still lost, an unprecedented record. At some point, we do, as good a defensive coach as Bill Belichick is, he needs to be taken for task about how uncompetitive and completely cratering this offense is. Truly, good Lord, man.
Bring back relegation.
Notes: big name ejections. Pacheco, Greenlaw,
Ejected.
Panthers guy,
Ejected.
Big Don,
Panthers
Big Don,
guys.
Big
Yeah.
Don, Big Don.
Panthers guy swung at guy from Tampa. Why bother if you're that bad and already eliminated? Mike Evans hits another milestone. Let people that aren't quarterbacks get MVP. 10 years,
Yes,
100
please.
or
This is
1,000
the
yards
year
per
it's
year.
got to happen. Or give it to Brock Purdy, and then they lose in the first round, and it all works out for us because then they'll never give it to a quarterback.
And then
Mike Evans sets another milestone: 10 straight years of 1,000.
That's what I said. You're
Yes,
winding
yes.
it back.
Randy oh god, right. Sorry, I spaced out. Bye Boyles. Welcome Zach Wilson. It's very sad that Zach Wilson didn't want to start again, but you know what? I don't blame him. This sucks. Their offensive line sucks. Their wide receiver core sucks. All the stuff that sucks is because Aaron Rodgers is a big black hole of suck. Question of the week: if your top player was out for the season, where would you want them to be? I take the stance that if they're a morale booster and a leader of the team, I want them on the sideline. If not, keep them the fuck away from the field.
I want them physically and emotionally on the sideline and at least not a dick to the team.
Right. Next week, we got 2 Monday night games, kind of not the best options. Yeah, perfectly fine games. Don't bother. Kevin rearranges the schedule.
Yeah. All right, here's the takes. Bullet points. Why the hell do we have Patriots Steelers at Thursday night? Why do we have Packers Giants Monday night? And why do we have Titans Dolphins Monday night as well? Eagles Cowboys, good spot. Bills Chiefs should be moved to a better spot. Seahawks 49 should be moved to a better spot. And let's. Somebody else too. All right.
Don't bother game. Pittsburgh versus New England. My sister's inexplicably going to this game. If you bet on this game, if you watch this game and don't have an incentive teams, you need help, man. Like, truly uncompetitive football we are about to see. It turns out it wasn't all Matt Canada's fault.
No, it's just going to be a crappy game to watch. That's why I'm going to be like grocery shopping or doing chores instead. Did we mention Arizona Washington buys? I don't remember. We've been going through this.
Yeah, Arizona, good. They get to celebrate a win. Washington, truly the most useless buy. Everything about this team is already set in stone. Why bother having it this late? Don't sleep on games. Minnesota, Vegas Raiders.
Secretly can be super competitive. They went through mid-season metamorphoses, and Pastrana versus technically a head coachless team. Fuck it, let's see what happens.
Yes, Rams versus Ravens. It is a similar game to last week. Elite defense versus elite offense, except this time the elite defense also has a good offense and a quarterback who I don't hate.
All right, Carter, send us home.
Thank you all for watching. I still have to do Scream. It's been a fun time. As winter, season's changing. We get melancholy as the life around us slowly goes into a wintry rest. But don't worry, we are soon going to reach January. Like a phoenix from the ashes, the fires of the playoffs will warm us to get us through the winter. Godspeed, God bless.